you file the original and that the duplicate is retained for your own personal file?
Sometimes nangyayari din po yun. Pero meron po kaming yung pong aming official file. We have also sometimes original, sometimes duplicate copy. What we are to assure is there's a copy and file with us.
So the duplicate file in your file, or the duplicate copy in your file is a copy, is a faithful reproduction and copy of the original.
Yes, Your Honor. Yes, Your Honor.
That's all that we wanted to clarify.
Senator Paglilitis.
Yes, just a clarification,
Yes, Your
Mr.
Honor.
Witness.
Yes, Your Honor.
What is the difference between the original copy and the duplicate original copy? Are they both signed by the in this case by the secretary, Mr. Corona, yeah, by the filer?
Yes, Your Honor.
They're both signed.
Yes, Your Honor.
So there are actually two original copies. One is retained by the
Sometimes 2 or 3 pa po eh.
yes, 2 or 3 original copies duly signed.
Yes, yes, Your Honor.
And therefore, the copy that is with you is duly signed, is a duly signed SALN.
Yes, Your Honor.
So it is a duplicate original.
Yes, Your Honor.
In other words, if after the appointee, assuming, no, hypothetical, he goes to you, he has 4 copies, he signs all 4 copies, he submits one to you, and then he retains the other 3. Ganun ba yun? Does that happen?
Sometimes the appointee requested to 3 copies, then for other purpose which we don't know.
Kaya nga,
But
so meron siyang 2 kopya o 3 kopya, hawak-hawak niya.
yes, Your Honor.
Okay, hindi pa niya pinipirmahan. Hypothetical, pipirmahan niya bawat isa, 3. Yung isa, ibibigay sa'yo, yun ang ipa-file mo, tapos yung 2, dadalhin niya. Ganon
Minsan po,
actual ang
nangyayari
pangyayari.
po. Yes, Your Honor.
Maraming salamat.
Welcome, Your Honor.
So anything else? No one else?
We're done, Your Honors, with the...
Thank you, Mr. Witness, your discharge.
Thank you very much, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
Mr. Senate President, may we call on our next witness?
Proceed.
Okay, the next witness is the Register of Deeds of Marikina City.
The witness, the Register of Deeds of Marikina City, if he's here, may now please enter the room and take the witness stand. And the clerk is directed to administer the oath to him. There is a request here that the next witness should be presented tomorrow because the hour is getting late. What's the pleasure of the body?
He's here, Your Honor, our witness.
Is would the prosecution agree that we will continue tomorrow?
We agree, Your Honor, if that's the pleasure of... although we have 8 more witnesses for...
Anyway, we'll tackle them tomorrow when we start 2 o'clock.
May we just request, Mr. Senate President, that that the 8 witnesses be directed to appear tomorrow instead of 2
Yes.
o'clock, at 10 o'clock for marking of exhibits at the office of the... Impeachment clerk.
all the witnesses that appeared today and who should be testifying today are directed to appear tomorrow at 10 o'clock for the markings of the documents requested from them under the subpoena duces tecum issued by this court, and to also be present at 2 o'clock in the afternoon to attend the formal hearing during the continuation of this case tomorrow afternoon at 2 o'clock. So ordered.
Thank you, Mr. Senate President.
Majority Floor Leader.
Mr. President, I move to adjourn the trial until 2 o'clock in the afternoon of January 19, 2012.
Is that January 19,
2012,
2000, tomorrow?
Thursday.
Is there any objection?
So,
Hearing none, the trial is hereby adjourned until tomorrow afternoon at 2 p.m. Thursday, January 19, 2012. And all the witnesses are ordered who are supposed to testify today are ordered to be present at that time to take the witness stand. So ordered.
Please rise.
Nag-adjourn na po ang session, babalik alas 2, Kathy, bukas. Pero yung mga 8 witnesses, 8 pa daw, babalik ng
Alas 10 ng umaga.
siguro para din mapadali ang proseso, magmamarking na sila ng ebidensya ng mas maaga.
At bago nga ito ay nag-testify itong si Marianito Dimaandal, ang head ng Records Office ng Malacanang. At nagkaroon ng kaunting pagtatalo sa pagiging relevant ng testimonya ni Dimaandal. Ito ay kinwestiyon ni Justice Cuevas. Bakit niya kinwestiyon? Attorney Manalo, itong testimonya ni Dimaandal.
Meron kasing konting hindi pagkakaintindihan, no? Nung nagsasalita kasi si Mr. Dimaandal, nasabi niya na ang hawak nilang na kopya is not the original. So, nung pinadala siya ng mga dokumentos kanina sa Senado, ang dala niya lang ay certified true copy. Under our rules kasi, for a custodian of public records to be able to certify it, kailangan hawak niya yung original. No?
Yung sa usapin ng original, Kathy, at tatanong natin kay Attorney Joey, paki-explain nga, tumayo si Senator Pangilinan at nagtanong kung ano ba talaga itong mga dokumentong ito. Paki-explain nga yung issue ng original ba ito, duplicate, o ano bang klaseng dokumento ito?
Oo, Mark, kasi mukhang ang nangyari, si Chief Justice Corona, nung siya ay umuupo pa bilang opisyal sa executive branch, no, sa Malacanang, ay nagfa-file ng kanyang mga SALN ayon sa batas. Ngayon, siyempre, kung nagfa-file ka, hindi lang naman isang kopya yan. Madalas, ang fina-file mo, multiple copies. Mayaaring 2 kopya, 3 kopya. Ngayon, ang katanungan, kung yung 3 kopya halimbawa na final mo ng iyong Statement of Assets and Liabilities and Net Worth ay lahat naman pirmado sa original. Halimbawa nito ni Chief Justice Corona, ang bawat isang kopya doon ay tumatayong original. So siguro doon nagkaroon ng kalabuan kasi hindi malaman kung alin ba yung
Kung ilan ang original copies.
Oo.
So, ibig sabihin, nalinaw naman na original nga yung hawak ni Dimaandal at meron siyang karapatang mag-certify ng kopya na this is a true copy of the original. Tama po ba yun?
Mukhang gano'n ang nangyari at kinlaro naman yon ni Senator Pangilinan.
Pero even before that, yung presence ni Dimaandal ay kinwestiyon din ng depensa at sinabi nilang hindi kinakailangan na nandun siya dahil yung testify niya na ebidensya ay hindi naman konektado umano dito sa second article of impeachment.
Oo, Kathy, dahil ang sinasabi ng defense, yung mga SAL na yan were submissions prior to him assuming the office of being Justice of the Supreme Court. So, yung particular articles na pinag-uusapan natin, yung non-filing niya as a Chief Justice.
Itutuloy natin yung puntong yan, Attorney Manix, pero ngayon ay tumungo tayo sa press briefing ng prosecution team.
nagpapasalamat rin kami, at least sa impeachment tribunal, na yung hinihingi ng prosecution at matagal na rin hinihingi ng mga ibang mga private persons, ngayon lang nabigay. Yun yung Statement of Assets, Liabilities, and Net Worth of the Chief Justice from 2003 until 2010. So, 7 years yon. So now we have in our possession the SALN of the Chief Justice from 1992. From 1992 when he worked in Malacanang until 2010. Meron pa kami kaninang mga 8 more witnesses na dapat i-present pero naubusan na rin ng oras ang tribunal, and tomorrow we will present the registrar of deeds of various cities in Metro Manila na mayroong properties, at saka yung city assessors. We will also present tomorrow, and hopefully we'll be finished by tomorrow kasi marami pa ring witnesses na naka-line up na for the prosecution. In fact, we already requested subpoena, may nasubpoena na naman kanina na maraming mga witnesses naman doon naman sa Mega World developers. So marami pa. We are satisfied with the way the Senate President Enrile is handling the trial. Very, very fair, statesman, and we are happy, including the senators. At least what we're asking here is fairness, avoid so much technicality, so that we can present our evidence. Well, siguro yung SALN, we'll prove that at the proper time, diba? At the proper time, pero at least ngayon we'll see now a pattern. A pattern kung from 1992 until 2002, halos pareho lang naman yun eh. It's already out in the public. And now we got yung 2003. So, siguro kahit, I think it's now public record, and titingnan mo lang yun, tulad namin kanina, unang-unang nakita ko yon, alam ko na kagad yung pattern niya. Makikita mo na kagad kung na-disclose. Unang-una, number one, hindi naman nag-disclose sa public, di ba? Kasi yun naman yung statement of our witness. It was not disclosed to the public. Number two, pag nakita mo yung document, you will know kung nag-declare ba ng properties, because by this time, nag-declare ba siya ng lahat ng properties? And number three, kung nag-declare man siya, totoo ba yung declaration niya, or grossly undervalued or undeclared? So we leave it up to the senators to decide. But to the people, I think it's already public record. You can get the copies thanks to the impeachment tribunal, and you will know kung ano yung conclusion nyo doon. Madaling-madali lang po.
Questions? I have 2 questions. First, what's the relevance of Exhibit A sa kaso nyo? And then second, yung 5 properties na inamin ni CJ, were these declared doon sa 2010 SALN?
Well, hindi namin. Yung una muna sa question, Exhibit A, ano yun? Yun yung ano, di ba? Yun yung property. Hindi ba yung SALN? Yeah. Yung exhibit...
The ones marked by the prosecution.
Yeah, Exhibit A is marami yun, A to L,
No,
di ba?
the SALN.
Oh, yung A yun. Yung A na yun, 2003 yun. So, yun yung SALN. From A, I think, to O. Exhibits A to O for the prosecution. It's the SALN from 2003 to 2010. Ngayon, yung second question, yung 5 properties, or at least yung 6 properties na nasabi ko sa opening statement, kung titingnan nyo po, hindi mo malalaman eh. Kasi yung sinabi ko sa opening statement, nakita nyo doon yung deed of absolute sale. Sinabi ko kung how much. Pero kanina wala akong nakitang ganong presyo doon.
Walang enumeration of these properties as claimed by Corona?
Nakalagay siguro. Nakalagay doon sa document na condo, ganyan. Condo, hindi specific. Pero wala akong nakitang, kunyari, Bellagio, 14.5 million.
But just the location of the property, wala rin?
Wala akong nakitang ganon. At saka wala akong nakitang amounts. Yung amounts mismo na nakalagay doon sa opening statement ko because of the documents that we have, wala doon sa nakita namin. Wala akong nakita. Kasi we already asked officially from the impeachment tribunal a copy. So, hindi ko nga alam. Number one, na-declare ba yon? Number two, kung na-declare ba yon, na-declare ba ng tama? So, and you will know that because ang alam ko naman, public documents na eh.
Yung 5 claim na pag-aari nitong ni Chief Justice Corona.
Hindi ko alam, para malamang meron rin, pero yung price doon sa absolute, sa Dido Absolute Sale, hindi ko nakikita doon.
But yung 45 na sinasabi niyo po, nakita niyo po ba yun? I-declared ba yun?
Hindi.
Please use the microphone.
Do you believe na ito na nga yung authentic SALNs?
Well, what was deposited to the custody of the Senate or Impeachment Tribunal are original copies of the SALN. Original po yun. Ngayon lang namin nakita yon, so hindi pa namin ma-examine. Darating po doon darating tayo doon sa authenticity, kung may mga questions. Kanina kasi puro exhibit pa lang kanina.
Sir, observation lang kasi si Representative Barzaga, yung lead prosecutor natin for Article 2, pero bakit hindi namin siya nakita sa floor kanina? Will we see him tomorrow?
Well, for sure you will see Congressman Barzaga tomorrow. Ang nangyayari lang kanina, kailangan ko lang mag-manifest. That's why ako'y nauna as the chief prosecutor for the prosecution. So kailangan ako lang mag-manifest. Tapos, nabigyan na namin actually, na-surprise rin kami na dumating si Miss Vidal, the clerk of court of the Supreme Court, kasi nalaman namin na darating siya around few minutes na lang para mag-start yung trial. So, and we were surprised as well that she brought the documents. So, nakita mo siguro na very in good faith talaga rin. She brought it in good faith. She followed the subpoena. At tomorrow, we will start with Congressman Barzaga. Dun sa Register of Deeds.
Sir,
Last question.
Sir, kanina you said that you were satisfied with Senate President Juan Ponce Enrile, but are you satisfied with the performance of the prosecution panel given that you did not do well in terms of direct examining the witnesses and most of the work had to be done by the senators?
Well, ang point namin is that at least nakuha natin yung hinihingi natin. That's the result. It's not just yung hinihingi ng prosecution, but it is something na hinihingi ng ating taong bayan. At maraming repercussions ito. Ibig sabihin ngayon, parang wala nang untouchable. All of us, kahit ikaw yung pinakamataas na, let's say, na official, hindi ka pwede mag-violate sa Constitution. And thanks to this impeachment tribunal. So, kung tatanungin niyo ako, yun yung pananaw ko na napakita namin ngayong araw, ang gusto namin ipakita. At titingnan natin, kasi malayo pa ito, matagal pa ito, at least titingnan natin sa mga susunod na araw, kasi marami pang ebidensya rin na papalabasin yung prosecution.
Sir, clarification lang, yung 6 properties that you mentioned in your opening statement they do not match the 5 properties mentioned in the SALN?
Hindi nagmamatch yan sa nakita ko. It doesn't match.
Totally walang match?
Hindi ko masabi kasi
Hindi masabi.
kasi kung nakita mo yung Dido Absolute Sale, makikita mo yung price doon. Pero yung makikita mo hindi. Wala akong nakita doon.
Sir, meron ba kayong nakitang sudden increase in the net worth of the Chief Justice?
Well, siguro yung mga spokesperson na lang sasagot yan mamaya. Yung ibang mga detailed. Yes, last question na lang, last question. Okay. So, thank you very much.
Thank
Salamat.
you, Congressman Tubas. Thank you, friends.
At yan nga po ang naging press briefing ng prosecution team na narinig po natin ang mga pahayag ni Congressman Neil Tupas, ang lead prosecutor.
At nabanggit niya, Kathy, na ang importante ay nailabas nila. Meaning the objective was achieved. Kung anong pong nangyari doon, may mga gusot, may mga bumps along the way. Ang importante para daw po sa taong bayan na lumabas yung gusto nilang ipalabasin.
Ito yung sagot niya sa tanong na was he satisfied with the way the prosecutors questioned the witnesses? At medyo nakita nga natin, Mark, no, na naging malaking tulong itong mga senator judges, lalo na dun sa unang witness, no, si Senator Drilon, na malaking naitulong sa pag-question ng witnesses. Ganon din po bang obserbasyon ninyo?
Oo, hindi lamang dun sa unang witness kay Attorney Vidal, but gayon din kay Mr. Dimaandal. At some point na pansin natin na si Senator Enrile na mismo ang tuloy-tuloy na nagtanong on direct examination yata yon kay Mr. Dimaandal.
Ito, just to point out, ito din yung isang difference between a regular court process, Attorney Manix, kumpara dito na yung objective is more important than the process that we're going through. Tama po ba?
That's correct. Although in ordinary courts naman, minsan rin yung mga judge, makikita mo rin nagtatanong yan, mga clarificatory questions nga. So dito, medyo hindi lang, nung pagkakaiba lang siguro, mas marami kasi yung mga huwes na every now and then would stand up and ask questions directly to the witness. So,
Okay. Maraming salamat sa ating dalawang legal consultant, Cathy, at mukhang napakagaling ng kanilang mga opinion at inyong obserbasyon. Thank you very much, sir.
Salamat din.
At panoorin po natin ang ilan sa mga highlights ng Day 3 ng Paglilitis.
Mula at pagpasok po ng ating mga senator judges, binuksan po sa isang dasal ni Senator Alan Peter Cayetano, Senate President banging the gavel, and then Senator Alan Peter Cayetano prayed, and then Senator Soto, as usual, opens by telling kung ano po yung manggaganap sa araw na yon. At ito agad, nag-argumento kaagad yung ating both sides sa mga bagay-bagay. At ito nga, napaupo na yung unang testigo nila, the Attorney Vidal.
Enriqueta Vidal, siya po ay clerk of court ng Supreme Court simula noong September 2010. At kanya pong ibinigay o nakuha po ng Senado sa kanya itong SALN ni Chief Justice Renato Corona, pero medyo nagtagal ito.
This was talagang high drama. Ito yung parang sa tingin ko pong highlight sa araw na ito. Ito po yung nakita natin na tumayo ang marami sa ating mga senator judges para kumbinsihin itong si Attorney Vidal na ilabas na nga itong SALN from Senator Pimentel, Senator Estrada, Senator Angara at yung iba pang mga senador. At buti naman po at nailabas. According to our consultant, Attorney Joey, this is better than facing a possible constitutional crisis.
At ito rin nga ang naging pangamba ng ilan sa mga senador na nagsalita kanina. Ito nakita po natin at maging ng prosecution at defense team sa kauna-unahang pagkakataon itong SALN ni Chief Justice Corona.
At na-observe natin, Cathy, sa buong araw na ito na medyo matagal ang pagbusisi, pag-mark itong mga technical steps para po maipresenta ng maayos itong SALN or any document for that matter na ipipresenta before this tribunal ay exhibit, marking, identification, medyo mabusisi kaya merong ruling na pagkatapos po ng araw na ito kailangan pre-mark yung mga dokumento bago pa sumalang sa trial.
Nakikita po natin ngayon sa ating mga TV screens ang ikalawang witness ng prosecution team para sa araw na ito, si Marianito Dimaandal. Siya po ang head ng Records Office ng Malacanang at ang kanyang ginawa ay binigyang katotohanan o i-confirm niya itong katotohanan o authenticity nitong mga SALN ni Chief Justice Corona noong siya'y nagsilbi sa Malacanang.
Mukhang settled naman, Cathy, na yung mga dokumentong binigay ni Attorney Vidal from the Supreme Court at yung ni Sir Dimaandal galing Malacanang ay authentic as to the execution or itong mga dokumento mismo. Pero malinaw din na as to the contents at kung katotohanan ba ang nakalagay dito at kung talagang magpo-prove na may kasalanan si Chief Justice Corona ay hindi pa yun settled at mukhang marami pang ebidensya ang dapat ilabas sa hinggil dito.
At matapos ito ay dapat ipapasok na rin ng prosecution team itong kanilang ikatlong witness para sa araw na ito. Ito dapat yung Register of Deeds ng Marikina City, ngunit pansamantalang sinuspinde itong sesyon para sa araw na ito at pinababalik na lang ang mga testigo bukas. Ayon pa nga sa prosecution team ay meron pa silang 8 witnesses para dito sa second article of impeachment lamang.
We're hoping na yung pagpresenta nitong 8 witnesses bukas at sa mga darating na araw will proceed smoothly at medyo mas mabilis. At dahil nga binigyan na sila ng kautusan na pumunta sa Senado ng maaga para yung mga dokumento ay ma-pre-mark na at hindi na yun pag-usapan during trial.
So tomorrow, ina-expect natin na marami pang mga pasabog, marami pa tayong mga witnesses na makikilala at ipipresenta sa atin ng prosecution team.
At dahil po itong mga susunod na mga witnesses na ito will already speak about details dito sa mga property, mukhang register of deeds. Siyempre, concerning individual properties na ito, hindi lamang listing na nakalagay sa SALN. Kaya malalaman natin sino po talagang may-ari dito at yung mga trace documents, kumbaga yung mga dokumento na nagdala nitong dokumento na ito to its current state, posibleng malalaman natin bukas.
Again, Mark, nais ko lang ulitin itong sinabi ng ating isa sa mga naging panauhin. Ngayong araw, kanina naging panauhin natin si Senator Alan Peter Cayetano at sinabi po niya, hinimok niya ang publiko to keep a vigilant watch on the impeachment trial.
Yun din ang sinabi, Kathy, ni Senator Honasan na tayong lahat ang dapat magmanman. Tayong lahat ay concerned dito. Kaya lagi po kami nagsasabi sa ating lahat na pagpasensyahan po natin yung mga technical details dahil importante pa rin po yun dahil kasama po yun sa proseso. Pero importante pong masubaybayan natin ang mga facts as they come out.
So muli po kaming magbabalik bukas, 2:00 po yan ng hapon para ihatid sa inyo ang kaganapan naman sa Day 4 ng Paglilitis laban kay Chief Justice Renato Corona.
Babalik po kami. Ito po ang Paglilitis, Katarungan para sa Bayan. Ako po si Attorney Marcus Rodes.
At ako naman po si Cathy San Gabriel. Maraming salamat po sa IBC Radyo ng Bayan, PIA, PNA at 15 local community stations. Muli, magandang gabi at mabuhay, Philippines!
Mga diskarteng pang negosyo, mga medikal na payo, o kahit na legal counsel pa. Lahat ng mga kapaki-pakinabang na impormasyon ibibigay ng attorney ng bayan, Attorney Mark Castrodes, dahil siya ay laging at your service. Ang balita, dapat patas, walang palamuti. Katotohanan ang tanging batayan. Ito ang Telediaryo. Kasama si Angelique Lasso. Ang pinakauna at komprehensibong balitaan. From the corridors of power and politics, the burning issues of the day.
The session is now called to order.
The debates.
You talk about due process. How about my due process to be heard of my innocence?
Get right into the heart of the discussions on Congress in Action. Hosted by Freddy Abando. Wednesdays, 7 to 8 in the evening. Be a witness to lawmaking.
Imagine a region stretching from high mountaintops through temperate woodland soft tropical forests, and equatorial jungles, past great rivers, lakes, and mangroves, through a coastline fringed by glorious sandy beaches, cave-riddled cliffs, and pinnacles. Imagine a vast archipelago scattered across 5,000 kilometers of ocean. Great volcanoes mark the horizon, surrounded by seas and coral gardens teeming with fish and providing havens for turtles and dolphins. This is Southeast Asia, a region that cradles a treasure trove of plant, animal, and marine species. Despite occupying only 3% of the world's surface, the ASEAN is home to 20% of all known species, making it critically important to global environmental sustainability. Elephants, deer, and wild cattle stalked by stealthy predators. Great apes, gibbons, strange monkeys foraging on the treetops, wide-eyed tarsiers, giant reptiles, and a vast complexity of gorgeous butterflies and beetles. The rafflesia, jade vine, medinilla, and other rare plants also form part of the region's treasures. ASEAN has 1/3 or 284,000 square kilometers of the world's coral reefs. It is among the richest biodiversity pools all over the globe. Biodiversity is the very heart of our environment. It is the total richness of all the living forms and life processes of our planet. It is the web of life that includes the full range of ecosystems, the component species, and the genetic variety of those species produced by nature or shaped by men. Biodiversity brings enormous benefits to mankind, from direct harvesting of plants and animals for food, medicine, fuel, construction materials, and other uses to aesthetic, cultural, recreational, and research values. Benefits to ecosystems include climate and water regulation, the creation and protection of soils, helping to reduce floods and soil erosion, shoreline protection, and providing natural controls of agricultural pests, all of which promote creative evolution. Within the ASEAN region alone, these services are estimated to be worth over $200 billion annually. This amount can save 56 million victims of tuberculosis over a 10-year period and can feed 862 million people annually for 6 years. Biodiversity is our wealth. It is our shared natural heritage. The natural world is not just a collection of magnificent and wonderful species. The people of ASEAN also depend upon the vast biodiversity around them to supply their daily needs. Millions of people depend on sustainably harvested fish, timber, and fruits for nutrition and their livelihoods. It is estimated that 80% of the income of the rural poor is derived from the local biodiversity. Wood remains the most common fuel throughout the region. In fact, much of the leap and development of the countries of ASEAN during the period of 1970 to 1990 is founded on the sale of commercial timber. Evidence of man's dependence is everywhere. Not only do most of ASEAN's original cultures embrace the concept of maintaining a healthy balance with nature, but the biodiversity of the region also forms an integral part of these living cultures. This source of life, however, is confronted with a host of threats. Today, biodiversity is fast becoming endangered by modern development and by the sheer pressures and demands of the growing human population. Our wasteful and inefficient consumption patterns also affect the environment that nourishes us. Eating too much meat, for one, requires more resource to raise animals. Consuming endangered animals to satisfy our cravings causes species decline. Using non-recyclable food containers affect the environment as well. The choices we make in our daily consumption of food and other goods have an ecological footprint and often larger ramifications that we are unaware of. The big issue is supply versus demand, and despite its great wealth and biodiversity, and dependence upon the products and services it provides, the ASEAN region is losing its biodiversity at an unprecedented rate. Massive deforestation is also a major concern. Forests are being cleared for timber and agricultural development. Seas and coral reefs are being overfished, damaged, and polluted. The valuable species are being collected unsustainably. The introduction of invasive alien species into ecosystems affects indigenous species. A classic example is the case of the janitor fish which infested the Philippines' Laguna Lake and disrupted balance in its ecosystem. The facts and figures are alarming. Out of ASEAN's 64,800 species, 2% or 1,312 are endangered. 7 of the world's 25 hotspots are in Southeast Asia. 80% of coral reefs are at risk due to destructive fishing practices. Wherever man has destroyed too much forest cover, destructive floods and droughts are a constant reminder of the vital importance to protect this biodiversity. More and more new environmental issues are emerging. Ultimately, the loss of biodiversity is one of the greatest threats to the people of ASEAN. The Millennium Ecosystem Assessment reported that humans have increased extinction levels dramatically over the past decades at 100 to 1,000 times the normal background rate. Extinction is forever, and with every species lost, the natural ecosystems that ASEAN's people once called home become biologically poorer. The critical dilemma now faced by the nations of ASEAN is to try and meet the ever-growing demands from its burgeoning populations with ever-shrinking natural resources. Challenged by the unprecedented loss of biodiversity in the region they call home, the 10 ASEAN member states are working together to protect their biodiversity. The need for these countries to collaborate in their efforts to protect biodiversity is obvious. 9 of the 10 countries of ASEAN share the same rich seas and fisheries. 5 countries of ASEAN are linked by the mighty Mekong River. 3 countries share the great island of Borneo. Through cooperation, the countries of ASEAN pool their knowledge, make better use of their species, and find fair ways to share the benefits. All these countries have responded in their own ways as signatories of the Convention on Biological Diversity and as members of several other international conservation programs, by controlling the trade in wild species, and by establishing their own networks of protected areas. Finally, in 1999, the recognition of these shared responsibilities spawned the development of the ASEAN Regional Center for Biodiversity Conservation. With funding support from the European Union, the ASEAN Regional Center for Biodiversity Conservation coordinated work with the ASEAN governments to help them conserve biodiversity. From 1999 to 2005, the center successfully established the bridge that fostered strong collaboration among ASEAN countries and between ASEAN and the European Union's partner institutions. The ASEAN Regional Center for Biodiversity Conservation promoted the adoption of common standards and best practices, as well as the development of sound policies in all matters of biodiversity management. It gained recognition in the regional and global arenas for biodiversity conservation. From Southeast Asia's highest mountain to wetland reserves and one of the world's largest cave systems, the center helped revitalize the concept of ASEAN Heritage Parks. These sites represent the best examples of ASEAN's wide range of major habitat and shall serve as a source of wonder and pride for the nations of the region. They are one of the best ways to educate our children and give them a greater appreciation of nature and their surrounding environment. The objectives of ASEAN's heritage parks are to generate greater awareness, appreciation, and conservation of ASEAN's rich natural heritage through the creation of a regional network of protected areas. The ASEAN Heritage Parks cover a wide variety of habitat types and different biogeographic regions. An incredible abundance of life still thrives. Swirling tornadoes of thousands of fish, or 1 million bats streaming from their caves at dusk. To be labeled as an ASEAN Heritage Park is certainly an honor, but also a considerable responsibility. These parks have been accepted on behalf of ASEAN to be showcase examples for the protection of certain habitats and species. It is each country's responsibility to ensure that the best possible level of protection is accorded to the park and that, in return, the park will benefit from the assistance of the ASEAN Heritage Parks Program. The ASEAN Heritage Parks Program is a brave venture of leadership and a statement of commitment and collaboration. From 11 in the 80s, we now have 27 ASEAN Heritage Parks. This number will grow in the coming years as more and more of the ASEAN member states become conscious of the need to work and protect certain areas with rich biodiversity value. In 2005, the ASEAN and the European Union signed a financing agreement to fund a new institution that would carry on the work of the ASEAN Regional Center for Biodiversity Conservation and to further enhance the ASEAN's collaborative capacity to fulfill obligations of its member states to relevant biodiversity treaties and convention. On September 27, 2005, during the 9th Informal ASEAN Ministerial Meeting, the environment ministers of all ASEAN member states signed an agreement establishing the ASEAN Center for Biodiversity.
The ASEAN Center for Biodiversity is a regional center for excellence. It picks up from the good lessons and experiences from a previous undertaking of the ASEAN Regional Center for Biodiversity Conservation. Our vision is that the ASEAN biodiversity resources is protected, conserved, managed, and sustainably used so that its benefits can be equitably shared among the ASEAN member states for their economic, social, and environmental well-being.
The ASEAN Center for Biodiversity contributes to the reduction of the current rate of loss of biodiversity by enhancing regional cooperation, strengthening capacities of ASEAN member states and biodiversity stakeholders, program development and policy coordination, human and institutional capacity development, biodiversity information management, public and leadership awareness of biodiversity values, and and sustainable financing mechanism.
I'm from Vietnam, and I'm from the Philippines. This is our shared heritage. Let's protect it together.
While success had been achieved in various fronts, much remains to be done. We need to engage and mobilize the support of every sector. We need the support of everyone.
The ASEAN region is one of the richest remaining natural lands left on our planet. However, it would take the dedicated effort and combined will of many different people at every level to conserve this remarkable arena. The collaboration between the ASEAN and the European Union, the growing responsibilities of the ASEAN Center for Biodiversity, the ASEAN Heritage Parks Program, and the continuing commitment of the ASEAN member states to reduce biodiversity loss represent the concrete steps towards a brighter future, with the nations of this incredible region joined in a combined conservation program dedicated to preserving biodiversity. If we work together, ASEAN's treasures can still be saved.
Mankind and nature need each other to survive. Humans are the primary drivers of biodiversity loss. We are part of the problem, but we are also at the heart of the solution. It is our obligation to see and strike the right balance of meeting our needs and protecting our environment. We have to remember that over 500 million lives are at stake unless we address Southeast Asia's endangered biodiversity. Our living planet belongs not only to us, but to future generations as well. We must safeguard, conserve, and nurture this precious heritage. By working together, we can pass on a better life to our children and their children. Together, let us save our ASEAN treasure, our heritage, our biodiversity.
Disaster Watch, Disease Prevention, mga paghahanda laban sa sakit ngayong tag-ulan. Iwasan ang dengue, takpan at linisang maigi ang mga container ng tubig na maaaring pangitlugan ng mga lamok. Linisin ang mga alulod ng bahay at butasan ang mga gulong na pabigat sa mga bubong. Itapon ang mga tin cans, galon at iba pang bote na maaaring mapag-ipunan ng tubig. Ang mga sintomas ng dengue, pabalik-balik na lagnat, pananakit ng muscles o kasukasuan, skin rashes, pagsusuka, pagturugo ng ilong at pagsakit ng tiyan. Kung nakararanas ng mga sintomas na ito, agad lang magpakonsulta sa doktor. Sa panahon ng kalamidad, dapat laging listo.
Located in the center of the Northern Hemisphere, Japan stretches about 3,000 kilometers in the shape of a bow from northeast to southwest. Blessed with rich natural beauty, in 2008 it hosted the G8 Hokkaido Toyako Summit. One of the main themes on its agenda was the environment and the issue of climate change. Japan features 4 distinct seasons: spring, summer, fall, and winter, which create dynamic and distinctive landscapes throughout the country all year round. In the spring, trees bud, plants burst into bloom, and living creatures large and small become active. Spring fills Japan with countless varieties of flowers. Among them, the cherry blossom announces the arrival of spring with elegance. A favorite motif in many types of traditional Japanese crafts, the cherry blossom is by far the flower closest to the hearts of the Japanese people. Summer is alive with energy. The warmth of the sun and the clear blue sky draw people outdoors to relax and enjoy nature. Traditional festivals throughout Japan are another summer highlight. For over 400 years, the Awa Odori Festival has fascinated revelers with the rich sounds of the shamisen, the drum, bells, and traditional bamboo flutes. At the Gion Festival, originally a ritual to rid the town of plague, sacred portable shrines are splashed with water, truly a summer treat. And during the Tachineputa Festival, doll-shaped lanterns 22 meters tall are pulled through the night streets as people dance to the rhythm of the lively music. Japanese fireworks displays, which are among the most impressive in the world, are another way to enjoy a summer evening. Nothing is as entrancing as these rings of fire lighting up the night sky. Fall, a season of fruition, color, and the joy of the harvest. The time has come to gather different crops, including rice, the staple of the Japanese diet. Bathed in sunlight all summer, the leaves on the trees begin to change color, creating an impressive natural display of red and gold. Every year, the fall leaves transform Japan into a world of color. As temperatures drop and the chill of winter sets in, Japan prepares to ring in a new year. The New Year is celebrated with straw festoons, sacred round rice cakes, and New Year's cuisine. Toys such as ornate paddles and tops add to the festivity. To ensure that the coming year is a good one, people visit shrines and temples to pray for health and prosperity. Northern Japan is covered in a blanket of snow. Residents find ways to enjoy the season as they await the arrival of spring. This is the rich natural environment in which the Japanese go about their daily lives. As a new day begins, children and adults head for their respective schools and workplaces. Our lives are supported by the services and products provided by companies. In fact, a majority of the Japanese people work for these companies. Surrounded by the sea, Japan harvests a variety of seasonal fishery products. The sunny nation also produces many agricultural products throughout the year. At this factory, minced fish is kneaded and rolled into rods to make chikuwa. Though it dates back 400 years to the Edo period, it remains a popular ingredient today. A variety of technologies ensure that buildings are able to withstand earthquakes, which are common in Japan. To reduce the burden on the environment, factories are encouraged to be proactive about recycling. Local shopping streets lined with stores bustle with activity. Junior high school students attend classes approximately 6 hours a day. Afterwards, they enjoy cultural or sports club activities. Through the school lunch program, elementary school students learn about the importance of food to their health while enjoying a meal with their classmates. People find joy and fulfillment in a diverse range of lifestyles. Their smiles capture the essence of Japan. Japan is blessed with a stunning landscape. Here, enjoying nature is a way of life. Swimming and surfing attract many people to the beach.
GSIS member ka ba? At may mga katanungan ukol sa GSIS loans, members information, claims and benefits? Pues, yan at higit pa, bibigyang linaw. Tutok na sa GSIS Members Hour.
Bakbakan na! Ako si Marcy Arellano, point guard ng AirAsia Philippine Patriot. Huwag kalimutang subaybayan ang matikmong aksyon sa Season 2 ng AirAsia ABL Games dito sa ating PTV.
Susunod na programa ay Rated G. Ito ay pwede sa lahat ng manonood.
On December 29, 2011, the twin brothers Jose Concepcion Jr. and Raul Tomas Concepcion turned 80. Joe and Ronnie are perhaps the most prominent twins in Philippine business. At 80, they mark almost 6 decades of entrepreneurship and advocacy. Both Joe and Ronnie are prominent advocates. Joe would light a candle to keep democracy's light burning. He is for clean elections and quick counts. For that, Joe Con could mobilize more than 500,000 volunteers nationwide. Ronnie would take up causes on behalf of the consumer and the people. Ronnie's approach is numbers-oriented and market-driven and disdains losses and failures. On the other hand, a number of Joe's enterprises have been marked by losses and reversals. Not surprisingly, Ronnie's side of the business is the larger and more profitable and consequently more sustainable. Both brothers built business empires. Joe in food and property through the family's RFM Corporation, and Ronnie through his Concepcion Industries Inc., Concepcion Durables, and Concepcion Carrier Air Conditioning joint venture. Concepcion is the biggest name in Philippine air conditioning business. He is also the biggest name in business consumer advocacy. There are lessons to be learned from the experiences of both Joe and Ronnie in their advocacies, causes, and entrepreneurship. Tonight, we have one of the twins, Raul Concepcion. Good evening and welcome to Biz News. I'm Elizabeth Lee together with Tony Lopez.
Good evening, Beth.
Tonight we have for our guest Raul T. Concepcion, who just turned 80.
79.
79. 79.
Chinese calendar.
Yeah, and congratulations also on your 50th founding anniversary of Concepcion Industries.
You look great at 80, Ronnie. Huh? You look great at 80.
79, please.
79.
How does it feel to be 79 and to be as successful as you are?
Great. The most important thing is you to be very active. Otherwise, you don't get in touch anymore. So by being very active, and really what keeps me active is Consumer and Government Watch.
You have been very vocal.
Yes,
in both.
but now I've tried to, because of the ratings of Pinoy, I've now tried to be balanced. And now I think the series of ads that came out will tell you, and it will work very well. I'm very close to the Foreign Affairs Secretary De Rosario.
Yes.
And I will not tell you anymore what she's complaining about.
Yes. Yeah. But how did... okay, I'm not going to repeat that, but how did COPW and Government Watch come about?
Well, this was during the hearings in the House and Senate, and they were talking about what should be covered and so on. I said, what you have to do, make sure it's covered by all, so there are not vested interests that are not covered.
Yes.
So that's the best way.
Should be comprehensive.
Yeah, very comprehensive.
And objective.
Well, yes, objective.
Yeah. So Consumer Oil Price Watch was the first one that came in. Second was the Government Watch.
Yes,
and in Government Watch, you watch which agencies in particular?
Well, it's always, I cannot tell you, but you know already what I'm driving at.
But in essence, it's really the Customs, the BOC, the BIR, the DOE, and the PSOM.
Yes.
Yeah. So in your opinion now, do you think that corruption has actually been, has toned down?
Well, in the payment of the correct taxes, it's a habit in the Philippines. You know, you have this 7-Eleven, you know, sa downtown, where they have a sale there. So I was telling myself, how the hell, if you have their people, you see they have a license, if you don't, you won't. So wait, that's not only done, it's all over the place. So that's so I said, that's the best way to address this. And you know who goes there? Rich people. My wife goes there. They all go.
When you 168? You mean 168?
Which one?
Which stores are people going to?
In the one in the Chinatown, I think.
168?
Yeah,
168.
168, okay.
Yeah. All of those are smuggled, you mean?
Well, I wouldn't say smuggled, but the very fact that they cannot show proof where they bought it. And then we have a SGS that will determine the pricing. So those are the two elements. I think Secretary Police is addressing that once and for all.
The tax evasion and tax avoidance.
Tax evasion.
So it's quite rampant in the Philippines.
Yeah.
But has it improved? You say it's a habit. But it's not only a habit in the Philippines. We're not, special. In other ASEAN countries, it's the same. But given the administration of President Aquino, is it better now for businesses to do business in the Philippines?
Yes, because he's determined to do this. And before, when he was in the Senate, I didn't know hardly heard anything from him. But when I saw him do all of these things, I said, "My God, there's something with Pinoy that I've never seen before." So that's why now I'm inclined to support him in all the activities that he's doing.
Well, how about like the oil prices? Actually, oil prices have been going up, and you're a staunch supporter of consumer rights and regulation of the oil industry. Is there a middle ground?
Yes, first they created a committee and they announced the members of the committee, very well prominent people, so on and so on. So I said, all right, we want, some of them did not accept it because they want to see what were the grounds. So I talked to Secretary Almendras. He said, give me until about January or February. Kako, mahirap na because ang presyo tumataas na yun. And sinasabi pa that there's a world crisis, the price of oil will go up and so on. So now I think we're moving in the right direction. I'm in touch with him.
And what does that really mean to the consumers in terms of higher oil prices?
For those that have a refinery here, like Petron, they will have the best advantage. Now Shell has a refinery here, but it's not
As efficient.
So the only one I see getting a big market share is Petron. Now for the independent players, that's used in maps in Singapore. So that's the only way they have. But it's a good company, but it's a harder struggle. But when you have a smaller market, you tend to do extra service so that you get the customer from Shell and Petron.
So Petron has the best advantage.
Oh yes, definitely.
Having the refinery, therefore the scale and capacity.
And then they're going to use that area in
Harbor, North Harbor.
Harbor, no? Yeah. All of them are there. He's not going to use that.
Why?
Because he has a way to do it. He can, from his place, he can ship it direct to Manila.
But Ramonang is inviting all the other oil players to use it.
Yes, that's true. So it's a matter they have to talk among themselves and come to an agreement. But we are always saying, ang Presidente sabi, if there is nothing, if you're not scared that your prices are correct, then have it accessible. Diba? So,
you mean the records?
On the records. So we're not going to go over the records. We're not saying what's your profit, there's parameters that you can work on. So yun lang.
So the present levels of prices, Ronnie, do you think they are reasonable? Or there's a kind of profiteering?
Well, they are unreasonable because, you buy forward for 60 days. All right, when you buy forward for 60 days, that price should be fixed until the 60 days.
For 2 months.
For 2 months, it goes up. Then it's all right. But now, they just increase their price. 2 or 3 price increases, one after another. And then the Secretary of Energy says there's a global effect. We don't know what the effect, So it creates a bigger problem. But hopefully, this issue will be addressed, I would say, before the end of February. Most of this would have been addressed.
How can the other oil companies then become more competitive as Petron?
Well, they have to just think hard and try to be as competitive. And maybe Shell, if it believes in the Philippines, they will put a pipeline also. But unfortunately, the pipeline is all the way on the wrong end. But it's all right. I think they can find a way to do this.
So looking forward, maybe investing in the Philippines will make them more competitive?
Yes, that's right. Okay.
Ronnie, you have been in business, entrepreneurship for more than 60 years. What have been the major lessons and experiences that you can impart to the next generation of entrepreneurs and businessmen?
Well, I would say that you have to be hands-on.
Hands-on.
Close to the market, see what's going on, see the opportunities, when you can invest and when can you get out. But since we are a company that don't go and play with the stock market and we're not yet public, so we're doing best of what we can do. In other words, we're proving that we can manufacture things in the Philippines than importing. Now, except now we're considering one brand that we will import because the price is so low that we cannot match it. This is for very small air conditioners like one half horsepower.
1/2 horsepower?
Oh, yeah.
There is such a thing as 1/2 horsepower?
Yes, 1/2 horsepower.
It's how many percent of the market?
That percent of the market is only maybe 30% because that's only for the
30
to 35%.
1/3 of the market?
Oh, yeah, but it's a growing market, no?
These units are being dumped in the Philippines?
Yes, that's a problem.
And they are below your cost?
Yes, and that's why we're asking the customs to please make sure that the price being sent to the Philippines is transparent, like what they're saying all over the place. Because therefore, otherwise, that's what we'll call dumping, no? And you just have to fight dumping. So I think
the sources from which country?
All over the place. China,
Korea?
Korea, and so on, all the areas.
So how do you stay competitive with them?
Well, we stay competitive them by making sure that our prices are as competitive them because our cost is better. And then more important, we give total service. We are the only one that gives a 2-year warranty.
2-year warranty.
Yeah, on the compressors, on the motors, everything there.
Okay.
And good service.
Okay, we're going to continue this discussion with Raul T. Concepcion. We'll be right back. You're watching.
Pagdating sa pamilya, hindi pwede ang ewan, siguro, maybe, kaya... Sa Petron Kasul ako, tama ang timbang. Matipid ang true blue flame nito. Mabilis makaluto at may laser printed seal. Ang sigurista, Petron Gasolista!
Mga modus ng kawatan, mga kasong tinututukan, paglilingkod sa oras ng kagipitan. Pasukin natin ang mundo ng ating magiging na tagapagpatubad ng batas. Pulis ako, pulis niyo po.
Welcome back. So, Ronnie, is there a trend now that instead of doing business or investing here, manufacturing here, that importation would be better for business?
Well, it will not be better for business, but reality is that way, and they will import. And so the only way to compete with that, you have to say you have a better product, and you have an excellent service, and like we give a 2-year warranty, and so therefore that's the way to do it.
And that's actually how you've done it with Concepcion Industries.
Yes, Concepcion Industries.
You're the only local appliance maker that actually outsells other global brands.
Yes. To tell you an example, there's a big condominium, 3 of them there. The unit exactly is fitted to our size, so nobody can put in another data. You have to break, and then we put a full-time serviceman there to take care of that. So, madali.
Yeah. So how about the rates of electricity? It's pretty high, and it's one of the perennial problems.
Yes, that's true.
How do you think that trend is going to change? Is it going to change anytime soon?
Well, it's a little difficult, but now that they have alternative office, like the Aboitiz is very strong now. Sam is also very strong. So if they put their act together and focus on how to bring it down, it will work. But I think the formulas are there already. Now it's put substance to what they're saying. And now it's more important because it's critical. So I'll be meeting with these officials and say, how are we going to address this now?
And there are
Ricky
milestones.
Rason is one of the biggest, you know very well.
Sa National Grid.
Yeah, National Grid. I mentioned that, but there's no secret to it because it's all over the place.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
Ronnie, to compete with foreign imports that are being dumped, you have to have a very good product. And to have a very good product, you have to have the technology.
Yes, you have
How
to.
do you acquire this technology?
Well, as I said, the technology that we have acquired, we don't use any more Freon.
No Freon?
No Freon. There's a special chemical that we use, that's a Freon. So
No Freon is cheaper or more environment friendly?
more environment friendly.
Is this the inverter or?
You're the
It's
only
not.
one that does not use Freon among the air conditioning
No,
units?
like the inverter, yes, it's like the inverter. But this one now for the smaller group, because the inverter is for the higher
High-end.
ever. So now we're having that thing done also.
For the lower cost.
So
also.
I will be able to tell you in the next 3 months, you'll see it, rather than say it's going to be available, but in the next 3 months, we'll find out. And I'm talking to my son, Jojo, who really heads the CCAC. He's deeply involved, but you know where, Tony.
So you're targeting a different segment now for your products.
Oh, yes, definitely.
But you are in all segments of the market, diba? High-end, mid-end, and low-end.
Yes.
Low-end,
segments,
the half horsepower capacity. You say you are still competitive.
Yes.
Because you have the volume, you have the scale, you have the technology, and you have the very good after-sales service.
Yes, and we have the branch.
The brands. Your major brands are four? Carrier, Condura, Calvinator.
Yeah, those are the major brands.
And what is the fourth brand? Three major brands.
Three major branches, Carrier. And then
Carrier, Condura,
And Calvinator.
And Calvinator.
Yeah.
Together, they account for what? How many percent of the market? 60?
Well, I would say that's to be conservative, 60%.
60% conservative?
Yes.
You mean it can run up to more than 70 on a given year?
Well, we have to, if we aim 60 and we can maintain that, that's good.
And how has your growth been?
Very good.
Because
I mean, double digit per year, Ronnie?
Yeah.
In revenues?
Well, if we tell you the financial income and the net profit, we'll get that. We don't do that because baka kidnap tayo eh. Kaya, but I will tell you, it's very good.
But once you file with the SEC, you make annual sales of what? 6 billion?
I will not, I'll not say it, but it will come out. We'll sell the sales, but we'll not show the profit.
2011, Ronnie, was a good year or what?
Yeah, very good year.
Why did you say it's a good year?
Because the credibility of Pinoy started to surface. At the beginning, everybody said, what does Pinoy know about it? But now they see him. He's very dedicated. So I think that
You mean that has, the credibility has translated into consumer confidence?
Yes, that's it.
People are buying things.
Yes.
People are building things.
Yes.
Like buildings, condos, homes. And when you build these things, you need air conditioning.
Yeah.
And when they need air conditioning, top of the mind is a Concepcion product.
Well, I'm not going to say that. You need air conditioning and you need also a refrigerator.
A refrigerator. How do you rank as a refrigerator
Never
manufacturer?
mind.
Your top 3? Top 2 or top 1?
But let's say we're in the top 3.
Top 3. Top 3, that means at least you have a 30% share of the market.
I won't say that.
But business has been very good.
Very good.
That's
why I look young and no pressure. That shows it's good.
Young and snappy, agile and brilliant.
So being an industrialist, I can't help but ask this, that what's going on now when there's like a great divide between the executive and the judiciary, is that going to have much of an impact on business?
No, except it doesn't sound well when the foreign press picks it up. That's more.
You mean the foreign press puts a spin into it?
Yeah, obviously they'll put a spin in that. You know, in the States you never attack the Supreme Court publicly.
Yeah.
So that's the only way. But hopefully this will die.
So it's not going to have that much of an impact.
Yeah, imagine reading it in newspaper every day. My God, it's got to end.
It has to end soon.
This year, Ronnie, 2012, how is the outlook for air conditioning and appliances?
Very good, because the economy is picking up, and 2012 will be better because the European countries are have a problem. They're on a big financial crisis, and so you can say that's an advantage.
Why would that be good for the Philippines, the Euro crisis? Why would that be good for the Philippines?
If they have a crisis abroad, then it's good for the Philippines because we become more competitive.
You mean European brands cannot come to the Philippines?
No, they come, but they're so high priced, the exchange rate and so on, so it doesn't make sense.
Do you have any plans on exporting your products?
No, but maybe a little one time. We may decide to export in certain countries
within ASEAN?
Yeah, well, maybe one country that we are is in, I forgot that, where the planes land in
Latin America, di ba? You're exporting, no?
No. No. But we have identified very strategic 2 or 3 that we have the competitive advantage. And
Southeast Asia, Ronnie? Southeast Asia?
For Southeast Asia.
Di ba you are the designated manufacturer of carrier for Asian region?
No, we'll manufacture carrier Pacific area. But we can go worldwide if we wanted to, you know.
And the carrier tie-up has been there for how many years? 40?
40.
40 years?
Yes, 40 years, or 50 years pa.
50 years. And the joint venture has been there around for how many years? 20?
where we got a minority control, it's 10 years ago.
You have a majority control. It used to be 50-50.
Oo.
Then 10 years ago, you bought out a portion of the carrier equity.
Yeah, and now we have 70% and they have 30.
You have 70%.
Yeah. And,
Bali, Concepcion runs the show, not carrier.
And then they're very happy because they said, you know, the values that we had when we were controlling are the same values that you're doing today.
They have kept it.
Kept it, and so they're very happy.
So the values are world standard, quality, after-sales service,
Yeah, and
technology.
then they send some people here. Now, older people went abroad, but we got 2 of them that were very good. They said, you can't do this. We'll cut them here, because if you're getting all the talents that were here, instead of going up, we'll go down. So they have 2 here, and that's working closely with
You mean
Jojo.
two Americans or what?
2 Americans.
How about Filipinos? Are they pirating your people, your engineers?
Which one?
Your carrier, is it pirating your people?
No, it's just they pirated at that time, no? So, but this time we said, no.
Ronnie, Concepcion Industries is a family-owned
Corporation.
business. Yeah, it's family-owned corporation. I can't help but ask about family-run businesses, and when you run into some problems, how do you deal with those? Do you have those problems? When you run
first
into
generation,
conflicts.
builds the business. The second generation strengthens it, and they say the third generation dissipates it. It is not true with the Concepcion
No, in
carrier.
our case,
How do you deal with conflict?
well, because we address the issues from the very beginning. There are some in the second generation, they're not good in this. We're only focusing in that area where they're good. In that area that they're not good, no. But unfortunately, many of my grandchildren or second generation are all teachers, and they have a teaching job abroad. But now, instead of moving all the way to Monterrey, they've decided to be in the region. They want to stay in Singapore, where they pay them well, etc. So that's how I'm glad, because at least I can see them, or I can see them.
You mean your grandchildren?
Yes, my grandchildren.
They used to stay in Monterey, California.
Yes, they used to stay in Monterrey, in San Francisco, no. So now they're all back here.
But whenever you have disputes within the family with regards to the business, how do you settle? Do you have a third party that settles it for you?
No, you know why? Because
the last say. You have the last say.
Yeah, because all of them, they say that you're the most, fair.
Yeah.
So you really need somebody strong, huh?
You're the dictator.
The dictator. Okay, we're going to continue this discussion. We'll be right back. You're watching Biz News. We'll be right back.
Star para sa star player.
Para mas lumangkad ang aking beauty queen.
Ang batang star, kahit gaano kataas ang mga pangarap, kayang abutin dahil iba na ang matangkad. Mula noon hanggang ngayon, bida ang matangkad. Star Margarine.
Sinabi ko sa'yo, ligpit mo yung mga toys mo. Kalat-kalat mo kasi. Nakinig ka lang sa mga sinabi ko. Tapos ngayon, iiyak-iyak ka. Ligpit tayo later, ha?
Anumang lutong ng pananalita ni Mami, mas malutong pa rin ang kanyang fried chicken.
You have a twin brother. You were born 10 minutes apart, Joe being the elder. How is it now with him?
Okay, no problem.
Then contrast, he's supposed to be the idealist, the advocate
Yes.
of lost causes, a la Man of La Mancha.
Yeah.
You're the pragmatic one, the numbers guy who makes decisions based on very reasonable assumptions
Yeah.
and realistic assumptions.
That's where he's good at NAMFREL. And then this was the 10 outstanding young men, which he used to do. Those are these two major factors. Unfortunately, I would have expected the NAMFREL to make him ex officio chairman.
He's not the ex officio chairman?
No.
He's no longer with NAMFREL?
No. That's unfortunate thing.
Dapat, no, in fairness to him.
Yeah, in fairness to him, I would say.
Because he gave birth to it.
Yeah.
And he mounted so many campaigns and advocacies in the name of free, honest, and fair elections.
Yeah, yes.
And quick counts. But it seems to me that you have the better business model. You have the bigger business, the more revenues, more profitable, and more sustainable one.
Yes, that's true.
Sa kanya, somehow, it faltered with the second generation.
Well, I'm not supposed to comment. They have to, now that they see where we are and we have this anniversary, they'll have to say, what is it that we are doing that's not right? I think, and what we should do to change our image. That, I think, is the biggest
That's the
accomplishment.
RM. That's what
That
RM
should be RM should be doing.
And what is it you are doing that is right, Ronnie?
Well, they would know already.
Then you, in your part, how would
That you can share, that we
Yeah,
can learn from
yeah,
you with
yeah.
as a successful businessman.
You said hands-on management,
Yes.
focus on details,
Yeah.
Have a good product,
Yes.
have a good after-sales service.
Yes.
What else? Anybody can do that.
Your
But
your
cannot
father,
be successful.
your father Jose Concepcion
Senior.
Senior actually founded Concepcion Industries when he was in his 60s.
Yes.
So what has he taught you, and what can we learn?
Well, from
Actually, it's
there,
not just your father, even your mother, di ba?
yeah, my mother was okay. But what I can say, this is like a joke. Highway 54 and Top Avenue were corners.
Yeah.
All the GIs will go down in the corner.
This is your old ancestral house in Pasay City.
In Pasay City. So when they
It's
go
on the
there-
corner of Taft Avenue and EDSA. Yeah.
So we'll have a case of whiskey every
Yeah,
day.
yeah.
It was there at that time. The one of San Miguel. Well, I forgot the brand.
That was the family business. Ginebra. Ginebra.
No, before Ginebra, it was is a whiskey of, I forgot the name right now. But, so one day, I was there, and then the fellow says, where are the pam-pam girls?
Yeah.
So my father and mother got so much, since then we could never be there anymore.
Pam-pam girls is the old term for GRO today, no?
And then I'll tell you another anecdote. Joe and I were very naughty. In our house there, we would put bullets and light it up. And sprout.
Firecracker.
Yeah, no, real bullets. And then, but what was more, on the grenades, we will remove the pin and throw it there.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And, you know, that was something stupid, but, you know, that could kill us. But, you know, maybe, I don't know, he and I shared on those crazy things.
Those were your risk-taking days.
Yeah, and then when he entered the seminary,
You entered the seminary?
no, Joe entered the seminary.
You wanted to be a priest?
Yeah, he wanted, and we were all crying because he wanted to be a priest. You know what he did there? He started dating all the girls, they kicked him out.
He became the good boy.
Well, yeah, in a way.
But the Concepcions are known to be very loyal to their wives.
You know, when
They are
you-
one-woman men.
Yeah, but this was yet a long time ago. Yeah, let's forget that. When we started dating, it was not really. Anyway, let's forget that. That's personal already.
But what is the main thing that you learned from your dad, who started this at 60?
Yeah, discipline, hard work, attention to details, good credit standing.
A good credit standing.
That's the most. He said, if there's anything, you've got to protect your good credit standing. And so therefore, as a result of that, all our investments carried that tradition.
Good
Until
credit
today,
standing.
yeah.
Then also I noticed Concepcions are very tight about money.
Yeah.
Very good cash control.
Yeah.
You're an accountant.
Yeah.
Joe is an agriculturist.
Yeah. It was the CPA.
Your dad was a CPA engineer.
Also,
He was a
CPA.
CPA.
And then when I was CPA, I was number 4 because at that time, you have to pass all. You fail in one, you're out.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
One subject, you're out?
No,
You
yeah,
couldn't
you-
do it by average?
No, you have to pass all that. So it's all right. It happened.
You were number 4 in the CPA board
Yeah.
examination?
Do you have any regrets?
No, no regrets.
None at all.
So today, you have how many sons? How many children? 5?
Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4,
5.
5.
5, 4 boys, 1 girl.
1 girl.
And how many grandchildren? 17?
Yeah, maybe I can count on them, but maybe 17.
You're not sure. So what is the thing that delights you most nowadays?
Nowadays,
Yeah.
you know, in fact, because the construction industry is the way we're running it now, it's so institutionalized. We have managers that run those different cost centers. So sometimes like that, you know, I'm bored. I don't know what I'm going to do anymore. There's no challenging thing to do, no?
I mean, it is almost the standards and the procedures are so set in that there's very little room for mistake and also imagination and innovativeness.
We have
So you're saying you're getting bored?
You're
Ronnie?
bored.
You're getting bored?
Yeah. First, we have a motto. We put there, use common sense. That's all.
I use common
And
sense.
then afterwards, we put the first word, stupid. And it's pressed there. The guy looks at it. Everybody knows. He said, yeah. And then we talk to him. Oh, sir, bakit? Oh, masama ko. So then my chief of staff will say, oh, yan ang dapat mong gawin. Oh, that's it.
Use common sense.
I'm telling this. I don't know if it's a big thing, but I'm very frank and candid person. So I think one way is to just tell that. So if people say, why do you do that? But we are working as a team. Boy, you can see now, we have a Bombay gin. Once a week, we all get together, merienda on the house, and we have Bombay gin. That's usually done.
How do you call it? Banding session?
Banding session. So we're all there, cheerful, laughing, make cake, etc. And then in the plant, we do the same thing. It's very nice. So that's why we're not a family. That's our company it's a family corporation, but we work very nice, very nice.
Pero Ronnie, you have always been promising to go public. Why didn't you ever fulfill it?
Because we were so involved in the company. But then I said the only way to do it, and in fact, if you see the book there, I wanted to be public a long time ago. My wife has a very nice book. I'll give you one. So now we're determined to go public, maybe in the next 2 years, because people will have to know what we're doing, what profits we're making, because the profits are not hidden, and then we'll go public. Because when you go public, it's very important. Your loyalty is more to the investors rather to the family. That's how I consider the public who makes an investment is considered number 1.
Before family?
Yeah, before family.
Pero if you go public, di ba minority ang public? Only
Yes,
10%?
minority, but at least the one that goes public, we know what we're doing. We cannot sell also the majority because what we will do with the money, no? So that's understandable. And many corporations also, when they go public, they only assign a certain percent.
Pero at 79 or 80, you still go for work every day?
Yeah, every day. You see me?
You spend 16 hours a day working?
You're working.
How much of that do you spend on
Advocacy.
advocacy? The COPW and
Advocacy
government
is maybe about 25%.
25%? 25% of 16 hours?
Yeah.
That's what, 4 hours?
Yeah. But when you say 16 hours, that is now diminished because I get the reports already in advance. So they used to be 16 hours, now it's lower already because the reports are coming in. So, and we have chief of staff that tells me, so it's easier now.
How do you do it? At the end of the day, you compute how much money you made for that day?
No, we don't compute there. It's every month. We don't compute every
So when
day.
you go to office, what do you provide in the company now as the patriarch? Visioning, strategy?
Yeah.
Or you still attend to minor details?
No, the minor details are attended by them. And then what we do in systems.
Systems.
I'm very particular about systems.
So what do you see are the trends now for your company But before you answer that, we're going to cut to a short break. We're watching Biz News. We'll be right back.
Refueling status verified. T minus 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ignition. We have liftoff. The advanced high-speed diesel fuel is here. Petron Turbo Diesel. Engineered to provide extreme power, maximum fuel efficiency, and non-stop cleaning action. Petron Turbo Diesel. The future of high-speed diesel.
Katumbas ng mahigit na 1.7 million kilos kada taon na kayang magpakain ng 2.7 million Filipinos. Palay, bigas, kanin. Huwag sayangin upang marami ang makakain. Ang mensaheng ito ay hatid sa inyo ng Department of Agriculture.
I'm Christian Gavina, Strength and Conditioning Coach of the Air Asia Philippine Patriots. Catch Season 3 of the Air Asia ABL Games, only here on the home of sports, your PTV.
Welcome back. So Ronnie, what do you see the trends are for your industry?
I see the trend moving towards what they call clean air, clean air, so that the environment is better. So these are the areas we're going through.
So that's why you don't have Freon.
So in response to this, Ronnie, this trend, how are you preparing the company?
Well, as I said,
Say you said no more Freon.
No more Freon. One is okay. That the area. Then we're looking on this what they call local content. But the government is imposing stricter controls. So on the clean air. So we're looking at that very well. We're talking about vehicles and jeepneys that are already in the Philippines that are using electricity. So now when I decided to go on that and go into it, I couldn't go into it because the owners of that technology will not give it to me. So I said, well, so why don't you give it for service? He said, no, we don't want. So there's nothing you can do.
And that is what? What kind of technology is that you're talking about?
Yeah.
You mean you wanted to go into electric vehicles?
Yeah. That's a technology that they have. But anyway, so we'll just look at other opportunities.
Ronnie, you are one of the country's finest industrialists, di ba? You were producing many things, copper tubes, mga ganun, di ba?
Yeah,
compressors, motors, electric motors. How is it being an industrialist in the Philippines in our political context?
Well, one thing about that, when that was done, as I said, that was baby Ismael's. And then after that, he went into politics, he disappeared. So we took advantage and we had that advantage. Instead of paying 30%, we pay 7% sales tax. So that's when we made a lot of money. And that's what built the company. But today, that doesn't exist anymore. So, but we made the most out of it for 10 years. So everything is written off. So now we have to focus now on new technologies. We have a group there that focuses on new technology. And they goes around the Asia and finds out what are the brands. So we have
and you are incorporating this new technology into your products?
Yes. Internet.
So you would say technologically your products are the most advanced?
Yes, today it's the most advanced. But this newer technology that we're seeing, we're trying to look at it and how we can do it. I know we've been to China, we've been to, I've got engineers going there. They look at it and see it. And then afterwards, they say, I begin, pero alam ko na anong gagawin natin, anong kailangan. The Filipinos are very ingenious, They can be very good copycats. So if that's the only way you can compete.
You mean you have very good engineers in the plant?
Yeah, very good qualified
And
engineers.
will the new technology apply to the 30%, the new market that you're going to cater to? Because that, I can imagine the growth would be higher. on
Higher,
that one.
yes. But I mean, let's aim for 30%, but the growth will be higher. So that is the opportunity that we have.
So Ronnie, you're the only Filipino company that beat the Japanese and Korean brands
Yes,
in
I
your
would say,
industry?
yes.
Other companies were overwhelmed by
Yeah,
the
they were
foreign brands.
overwhelmed. And before they knew it, they were caught flat-footed.
Your contemporaries died along the way, di ba?
Well,
Dante
never mind.
Santos and Philacor, namatay, di ba? Wala ka ng kalaban na Pilipino?
Pero let's not talk about that.
So given your success, what do you know for sure?
What?
What do you know for sure, given your success?
Well, I know that's harder, but we're going to strive hard work and perfection, attention to details. That's what we're going to do. The values of my father, we're going to execute it. Alisita natin muna ang credit standing because we were there. But values of hard work and then the idea of developing new products, that's where we're going to focus now.
And still investing here in the Philippines is much better than importing?
Well, it's difficult, but we're making sure that it's better.
Having experienced what you have experienced as an industrialist and having been very successful, would you advise people to become industrialists or just traders and importers?
Well, it depends each companies.
It depends.
Yeah, but in the case of the Sobels, they've decided to be competitive. They're in all phases of industry now, especially electrification. They've got all plants. So they've upgraded themselves because they normally will go to banking and
property, banking and property.
Now they totally changed because the biggest in hotel development, already there are top 3 bigger than the Sobels, and so.
The Sobers lost out in the hotel business.
Yeah. Well, I'm not going to mention. I'm just saying.
Andrew Tan is now number 1, and Henry C. They put up 3 or 4 hotels in one location.
Yeah.
So moving forward, because you're now 79, but moving forward, what is next for RTC?
Well, to make sure that the family operates professionally, ensure that they don't fight against each other. That's the soul. Because otherwise, you'll find yourself, what happened to them after they pass away? Nag-away-away. And that's the worst thing to do. And we've seen many families fall into that trap.
Do you have a family constitution?
Oh yes, we talk.
How old is the company actually? 60 years?
60 years.
60 years? And the company will be there for the next 50 years?
Well, I cannot say that because even they will not be there for the next 50 years. But
the grandchildren, it seems to me, are also very good. They are also very good.
Yeah. But, see what I do off the record.
On the record, you're on TV, Ronnie.
On TV. There's a program on EWTN, that's a channel. And then that's where I meditate, that's where I listen to the sermons, and then that's where I say the rosary.
Saan?
EWTN station, local station. So yun, that you have to think is of the next word.
You mean you have become spiritual lately?
Yeah, spiritual. But my children don't. I give them these books, they don't read it. So I said, now I'm going to force you that we will say the rosary at least once a week.
Once a week?
And that's an achievement. To do that, you have to invite them for dinner, give them all the food, then they will go.
That will promote family unity.
Unity,
You'll be sounding like Joe Con, di ba?
Why?
He was the priest.
Is there a misconception about you? Do you know if there's a misconception about you? What would that be?
No, in my family.
No, public. You're also a very public figure.
Yeah, because they know already. They've seen all my ads. They know. Of course, they will never like to comment. You know how it is as businessmen is. They don't.
Yeah. So, given now where you are, what is your definition of success?
Success is that we have a family that continues with what I have done. That's number one achievement. And then second, that I pray that all of them will be religious so that they will go to heaven. That's number two, so that I can see them in heaven.
And with the products, you're creating actually a lot of impact on a lot of Filipino lives. Now,
Yes.
particularly with the new segment that you're going to cater to.
Yes. That's where I spent, as I told you, about 3 hours a day.
Yes. And do you have other corporate social responsibility, CSR programs that you actually do?
Well,
Yung nga, yung
Apart from
consumer,
the
government watch.
No, my wife has a feeding program
Yes,
from the
poverty.
the poverty. Then when I told her poverty, but all the people there are the taxi, are the ones in the condominiums. So why don't we go in the one that's on the street, no? Yung nagpapalengke said, no, that's not, those people are just one. But I think we should reach out to the poverty, not in Forbes, but the poverty is like, I want to propose that. I said, like the other day, I said, I'd like to go to the hospital. He said, no, you'll get sick. No, I'd like to go to the hospital.
Why did you want to go to the hospital?
Because I want to see people who are there, they need their help. I get, maybe when they see me, they'll know, oh, Mr. Concepcion, marami, salamat pumunta ako kayo dito. And then, kahit sasabihin ko siya, ano bang problema nyo? Anong tulong ang magagawa natin? And then when I look at that, I'll put, since I have a foundation that will do that, I'll put that money there. So yun ang gusto kong gawin. Everybody's doing that in a small way. I mean, I'm not saying I'm the only one. Many, maybe 500 of them are doing it the same way.
And what's the focus of your foundation?
Which
What's
one?
the focus of your foundation? The focus of your
It's
foundation?
focusing to reach out to those that need help. Primarily the malnourished ones, the ones that are sick.
So are these kids? Kids?
No,
Children?
Kids, children that are sick, or parents that are sick.
So what kind of legacy do you want to leave, not only for your family, but for a lot of people who actually watch what you've done? But before you answer that, we're going to cut to a short break. You're watching Biz News. We'll be right back.
Dating sa pamilya, hindi pwede ang ewan, siguro, maybe, kaya... Sa Petron Kasulako, tama ang timbang. Matipid ang True Blue Flame nito. Mabilis makaluto at may laser-printed seal. Ang sigurista, Petron Gasolista!
Star para sa star player.
Parang mas lumangkad ang aking beauty queen.
Ang batang star, kahit gaano kataas ang mga pangarap, kayang abutin dahil iba na ang matangkad. Mula noon hanggang ngayon, bida ang matangkad. Star Margarine.
GSIS member ka ba? At may mga katanungan ukol sa GSIS loans, members information, claims and benefits? Pues, yan at higit pa, bibigyang linaw. Tutok na sa GSIS Members Hour.
Welcome back. So what kind of, Ronnie, what kind of legacy would you like to leave? What kind of legacy?
How do you define your legacy, Ronnie?
My legacy is that, first, number one, that my children follow my legacy. And then my legacy is to reach out to the poor, reach out to those that have illness, and see how we can help them to go up. Now, I was impressed when I went to the barangay in that area where all the poor were
Pasay?
there.
In Pasay?
Pasay. No, yeah, they're all there. Some were there. I saw some of them. I saw one foreigner there, and then I said, "Bakit ba yung foreigner?" Because there was a reason for it. But then when I saw them so malnourished, spirituals. Then they're going to build up. They're going to build up a church, so the government would spend it. So I don't think the church was able to be completed. So that's where I want to. So if that's area, if they need some money, I'll help in building the church. So those are the things that I want to be known when I pass away.
Ronnie, you want your children to work 16 hours a day? Your children and grandchildren to work 16 hours a day?
No, they will not be working because
parusa yun?
Hindi, the institution will have been on place already. So,
But Ronnie, if you were to give advice for government in the advocacies that you've actually championed.
With your government what?
Yeah. What would you say?
Well, I have to say that the biggest challenge to the government is to go after those that do not pay the correct taxes as a way of life. Like I said, those various groups. So that's easy to find out. Ang sinasabi ng tao, kung dito hindi mo hinuhuli at ang pumapa rito dito mayaman, bakit bakit babayad ng buwis? So that's the common expression. So, and then, in general, that would be it.
So that would be, what would your advice be then?
What are your hopes for your country, Ronnie? What are your hopes for your country?
Very optimistic.
For the country?
Yes.
Why?
Well, there's that aura that we're already starting to go up, and many of the countries in the neighborhood are beginning to realize because they need us for this, the fight on the corals. That's where they need us. And then number two, when they see this, they enjoy, and the Filipinos are very, very flexible. So they like to hire more Filipinos. It's cheaper for them to hire Filipinos around the area than they were in Singapore or less than, di ba? So never mind if you're a maid, but it's not like some areas where there's punch overseas. They will box the maid, but now the region around here, they will not do that.
Finally, Ronnie, your best advice for longevity.
Longevity?
Yeah. Long life. Yeah.
My life?
Long life.
Long life.
How do you manage to have such a long life?
Well, number one, I took care, because I'm diabetic, so I took care from day one. But the second one, it may be a commercial.
Oh, no.
I go to St. Luke's and undergo a check once every 3 months.
Every 3 months? Huh?
Yeah, because they tell me, this is what you will do. And then I said, okay, when you see me 3 months from today, I'll do better than you're asking. So after that, when that goes on, then siguro wala na.
So today you are not sick, except for that diabetes thing?
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with you?
And this big tummy.
Well, congratulations. It has been a very productive and useful life for you, and very fulfilling.
And still going.
Very fulfilling.
Thank you also.
Thanks for being on our show, Ronnie.
Right.
Happy birthday.
You watch another episode of Biz News. I'm Elizabeth Lee, together with Tony Lopez. See us every Wednesday at 8 p.m. We'll see you again next week. Thanks for joining us. Have a good night and God bless.
Bakbakan na! Ako si Marcia Arellano, point guard ng AirAsia Philippine Patriot. Huwag kalimutang subaybayan ang umatikbong aksyon sa Season 3 ng AirAsia ABL Games dito sa ating PTV.
ang balita. Dapat patas, walang palamuti. Katotohanan ang tanging batayan. Ito ang Telediaryo. Kasama si Angelic Lazo. Ang pinakauna at komprehensibong balitaan. From the corridors of power and politics, the burning issues of the day.
The session is now called to order.
The debates.
You talk about due process. How about my due process to be heard of my innocence?
Get right into the heart of the discussions on Congress in Action. Hosted by Freddy Abando. Wednesdays, 7 to 8 in the evening. Be a witness to lawmaking. Ito ang pinakamalawak na balitaang sports sa bansa. Pati mga impormasyon tungkol sa inyong paboritong manlalaro, updated. Lahat ng inyong mga tanong, mapa Facebook, Twitter, email o text pa, sasagutin lahat yan ni Snow Badwa. Kaya't kung may init na sports news ang hanap mo, dito yan sa nag-iisang Telediaryo Sports. Lunes hanggang Biyernes, alas 6 ng gabi. Lahat ng mahalagang issue, mga usaping sensitibo at kontrobersyal, tututukan at bibigyang linaw ni Freddy Abando. Samahan siyang kapanayamin ang mga kilalang personalidad sa likod ng politika at linawin ang mga tanong ng bayan. Lahat ihahayag. Lahat bibigyang linaw. No holds barred. People, politics, power. Lunes alas 7 ng gabi. Let us give praise and worship. Be part of the celebration of the Holy Eucharist, the Taripakun Healing Mass.
Ang susunod na programa ay rated PG. Ito ay nangangailangan ng patnubay at gabay ng magulang para sa mga batang manonood.
Wala pong sino man ang makapagsasabi kung ano ang mga numerong mananalo sa lahat ng games ng PCSO. Huwag maniwala sa mga text messages, liham o tawag sa telepono na nagsasabing magbibigay raw sila ng tip kapalit ng pera o cellphone load. Bumili lang ng ticket sa mga authorized lotto outlets at PCSO district offices bago ang actual draw.
Hindi na tayo nang maglaro ng luto. Dala nito'y milyon-milyong pa-premyo. Araw-araw bumili ng tiket nyo. Baka bukas kay maging milyonaryo. Araw-araw, let's play Lotto, PCSO Lotto. Araw-araw, let's play Lotto, PCSO Lotto. PCSO Lotto.
Coming to you live from the PCSO official draw court at the PICC. This is your Philippine Lotto Draw. And here's your host, Mr. Joel Pastores.
Lotto Philippines, samahan niyo po kami in just 15 minutes. Multimilyong cash prizes ang pamimigay ng PCSO ngayong araw ng Miyerkules, January 18, 2012. I-ready na po ang mga tickets para sa ating Easy 2 Lotto, Suertes Lotto, 4-digit Mega Lotto 645 at Grand Lotto 655 games habang ipinakikilala ko ang mga bisita natin dito sa studio sa pangunguna ng ating chairperson na si Miss Jonalie Lacson. Makakasama din po natin ang mga representatives mula sa PCSO and Commission on Audit at syempre ang ating PCSO Draw Coordinator. Sa aming pagbabalik, maglalaro na po tayo. Pero bago yan, narito muna ang highlights ng pre-draw procedures kaninang hapon. Please stay tuned.
Sa gaganaping live draws, siniguro ng ating panel of judges and representatives from PCSO and Commission on Audit na maayos ang kondisyon ng draw machines na gagamitin. Only the operation of the remote switch button ang may human intervention. Sa random selection of draw balls, 3 sets ang pinagpipilian for each game. All balls in all sets have almost exactly the same weight. Lahat po ng bola ay tinimbang at covered po ito ng video. Tapos masiguro na ito ay kumpleto, ang chairperson lamang ang makakapag-load ng draw balls na gagamitin sa mga draws.
Alam kong excited na kayong lahat. Pilipinas, hawakan na ang mga tickets para sa engranding jackpot ng Grand Lotto 6 55 game. Philippines, tonight's Grand Lotto 6 55 jackpot prize is 121,086,403 pesos and 20 centavos. Kasama po ng ating draw coordinator, ang chairman ng ating panel of judges na si Miss Lacson. Ma'am, please press that button. Let's play Grand Lotto 6 55. Maraming salamat po sa ating chairperson. Mamaya, makakasama ulit natin si Ma'am sa ating Mega Lotto draw. Sa lahat na bumili ng tickets for tonight's Grand Lotto 6 55 draw, good luck po sa inyong lahat. And the first number is
Number 18.
Number 18. 6 lucky balls po ang pipili ng ating Saturn machine out of 55 draw balls in any order po yan. And the second number is
Number 37.
Number 37. Paalala namin sa lahat, ingatan pong mabuti ang mga lotto tickets. Napaka-sensitive na mga yan. Bawal pong mabasa o mainitan. And the third number is
Number 54.
Number 54. Ugaliing pirmahan ng likod yung mga tickets para siguradong kayo lang makakapag-claim ng inyong panalo. And the fourth number is
Number 3.
We have number 3. If you got those 4 numbers, 2,000 pesos ang premyo. At kung 5 numbers, 150,000 pesos. And the fifth number is
Number 24.
Number 24. Isang numero lang hintay natin. Sino kaya ang makakapag-uwi ng over 121 million pesos? And the final number is
Number 53.
We have number 53. Recapping tonight's official Grand Lotto 655 winning numbers. In any order, we have 18, 37, 54, 3, 24, and 53 for the jackpot prize of 121,086,403 pesos and 20 centavos. Mega Million Jackpot is at stake sa next game natin. Let's play Mega Lotto 6 45 game. Pilipinas, ang ating Mega Lotto 645 jackpot prize ngayong gabi ay 19,007,607 pesos and 60 centavos. Once again, Miss Lacson, ma'am, please press that button and let's play Mega Lotto 645. Maraming salamat pong muli sa ating chairperson at sa members ng ating panel of judges sa swerteng hadid ninyo. 6 na bola din po mula sa 45 balls ang pipili ng ating Mega Gem for an official Mega Lotto 645 winning combination. In any order po yan. And the first number is
Number 3.
We have number 3. Para po sa mga inquiries about PCSO projects and previous draw results, mag-login lang sa aming website. That's www.pcso.gov.ph. And the second number we have
Number 15.
Number 15. Lotto prizes 5,000 pesos and below. You can claim your prizes sa mga Lotto outlets. Over 5,000, i-claim sa pinakamalapit na PCSO branch office o kaya sa main office sa Pasay City. And the third number is
Number 33.
Number 33. Sa mga sweepstakes fans, available po ang tickets para sa PCSO People Power sweepstakes draw sa inyong mga favorite sweepstakes agents, Lotto outlets o kaya dito sa main office sa Pasay City. And the fourth number is
Number 11.
We have number 11. Getting 4 out of 6 numbers wins you 600 pesos. 5 out of 6 numbers, 23,000 pesos ang premyo po ninyo. And the fifth number, sir.
Number 40.
We have number 40. And to complete tonight's Mega Lotto 645 winning combination for over 19 million peso jackpot. Ano kaya ang susunod number? And that number is
Number 25.
Number 25. Philippines, here are the official Mega Lotto 645 winning numbers. In any order, we have 3, 15, 33, 11, 40, and 25 in any order with a jackpot prize of 19,07,607 pesos and 60 centavos. Para po sa mga nagtatanong tungkol sa gaganaping People Power Sweepstakes Draw sa February 26, 2012, ongoing po ang ticket selling sa mga Lotto outlets, PCSO branch offices, PCSO main office at sa mga favorite sweepstakes agents. Okay, Lotto players, coming up next, your favorite digit games. Unahin natin ang 4 na numero ng 4-digit game. Guaranteed 10,000 pesos at maaring umabot sa 100,000 pesos per 10 peso play ang first prize na maaring mapalanunan pag nakuha mo in exact order ang mapipiling 4-digit winning combination. Aside from that, getting the last 3 digits in exact order wins you 800 pesos per 10 peso play. At kung last 2 digits naman, 100 pesos per 10 peso play. And here is our 4-digit winning combination. Sir, can we have the first digit?
Number 8.
We have number 8. And the second digit, please.
Number 4.
We have number 4. And the third?
Number 2.
We have number 2. And finally, the fourth digit.
Number 5.
We have number 5. Ladies and gentlemen, our 4-digit winning combination for tonight is 8, 4, 2, and 5 in exact order. Lucky 3 numbers, susunod na magpapapremyo. Let's play Suertes Lotto, the 9 p.m. draw. Sa panggabing edisyon ng Suertes Lotto, buong bansa pa rin ang nag-e-enjoy sa mga cash prizes na maaring mapalanunan. 4,500 pesos per 10 peso play premyo sa mga sweepstakes o Suertes ticket holders na magmamatch ang mga numero sa mapipiling Suertes Lotto winning combination in exact order. At pag naglaro naman kayo using the Rambolito system play, 750 or 1,500 pesos per 10 peso play ang panalo po ninyo. At nakapila ng ating mga machines. Sir, can we have the first digit?
0.
We have a 0 and the second digit, please.
Number 3.
We have number 3 and finally the third digit.
Number 7.
We have number 7. Double check your tickets. Our Suertes Lotto winning combination for tonight is 0, 3, and 7 in exact order. Easy maglaro at manalo sa favorite 2-number game ng Easy 2 Lotto. Easy 2 fans, dalawang numero mo siguradong may instant cash prizes na katapat. Ang dali lang maglaro at manalo dito. Pumili lang tig-isang numero sa bawat subsets ng Easy 2 game panel numbered from 1 to 31. Dito, instant 4,000 pesos per 10 peso play agad ang regalo mo kung mamatch mo ang mapipiling Easy 2 winning combination in exact order. Pwede ring i-rumble ang mga numero using the Rambolito system play. Ang prize po dito ay 2,000 pesos per 10 peso play. Ayan, at nakapili ng ating mga draw machines. Sir, can we have the first number?
Number 19.
We have number 19. And the second number is?
Number 12.
We have number 12. Recapping tonight's Easy 2 Lotto winning numbers, we have 19 and 12 in exact order. Congratulations po sa lahat ng nanalo. Bukas po ng gabi ang mga games natin. Easy 2 Lotto, Suertes Lotto, 6-digit game, Lotto 642 at Super Lotto 649. Make sure to have tickets for those games. Resulta ng morning and afternoon Lotto draws ng PCSO, susunod na. Para sa nationwide Easy 2 Lotto 11 AM draw, ang winning numbers po ay 20 and 19 in exact order. Sa nationwide Suertes Lotto 11 AM draw, the winning combination is 9, 5, and 6 in exact order. For the nationwide Easy 2 Lotto 4 PM draw, the lucky numbers are 1 and 10 in exact order. And for the nationwide Suertes Lotto 4 PM draw, we have drawn the combination
7, 9, and 1 in exact order. Congratulations to all our winners!
At para naman po sa kakatapos lang ng mga draws, simulan natin sa Easy to Lotto winning numbers. We have 19 and 12 in exact order. For our Suertas Lotto, we have 0, 3, and 7 in exact order. For our 4-digit game, we have 8, 4, 2, and 5 in exact order. Para po sa ating Mega Lotto 645, we have drawn the combination 3, 15, 33, 11, 40, and 25 in any order for the jackpot prize of 19,007,607 pesos and 60 centavos. And for our Grand Lotto 655, we have 18, 37, 54, 3, 24, and 53 in any order for the jackpot prize of 121,086,403 pesos and 20 centavos. Narito na ang inaabangan ng lahat. May bagong milyonaryo ba ang PCSO? Ayon sa mga kasama natin sa Main Computer Center, we have no winner sa ating Grand Lotto 655 jackpot prize of over 121 million pesos. At sa ating Mega Lotto 645 draw naman, we also have no winner para sa jackpot prize na umabot sa mahigit na 19 million pesos. Diyan po nagtatapos ang ating draws tonight. Para sa PCSO, ako po si Joel Pastores. Magandang gabi po at maraming salamat sa inyong lahat.
Lahat ng pinakamait na balita araw-araw ihahatid. Komprehensibo at detalyado. Mga mahalagang kaganapang dapat mong malaman. Ibibigay. Kasama ang mga batigang sina Cathy San Gabriel at Aljo Bendigo. Hatid ang istorya ng buong araw sa isang oras na hitik at mainit na balitaan. Teledyaryo Final Edition. Lunes hanggang Biyernes, alas 9:15 ng gabi. Asenso ba ang hanap mo? Tamang diskarte ang kailangan mo. Matuto mula sa pangunahing agri-entrepreneurship program sa bansa. Alam mo na mahalagang sikreto mula sa mga successful Pinoy entrepreneur at magnegosyo kahit nasa bahay. Pinoy!
Aasenso tayo!
Hatid namin ang swak na diskarte, siguradong patok sa bawat negosyo. Asenso Pinoy!
Susunod na programa ay rated PG. Ito ay nangangailangan ng patnubay at gabay ng magulang para sa mga batang manonood.
Magandang Miyerkules ng gabi bansang Pilipinas. Ngayon ay 18 ng Enero sa taong 2012. Ako po si Aljo Bentijo at ito ang Teledyaryo. Unang testigo sa impeachment trial ni Chief Justice Renato Corona, ipinisinta ang SALN ng punong maestrado. Senado, kumpiyansang aksyon na agad ng Ombudsman. Ang rekomendasyon nito na sampa ng kasong plunder si dating Pangulong Arroyo kaugnay ng umano'y iligal na paggamit ng pondo ng PCSO. Isang lalaki patay matapos pagbabarilin ng mga hindi pa nakikilalang salarin sa lungsod ng Maynila. At sa mundo ng sports, Floyd Mayweather Jr. muling nagbayag ng kandang sagupain si Manny Pacquiao sa darating na Mayo. Dalawang testigong sumalang sa ikatlong araw ng impeachment trial kay Supreme Court Chief Justice Renato Corona. Kabilang dito ang Clerk of Court ng Korte Suprema na si Attorney Enriqueta Vidal at Malacanang Records Office Head Mariadito Dimandal. Ang detalye sa ulat ni Von Aquino.
Ang Sale ni Chief Justice Renato Corona na dinala ng Supreme Court Clerk of Court ang naging sentro ng ikatlong araw ng impeachment trial. Sa presentasyon ng prosekusyon ng ebidensya kaugnay sa umano'y non-disclosure ni Corona ng kanyang salin, unang sumalang sa witness stand si Supreme Court Clerk of Court Enriqueta Vidal. Sa kalagitnaan ng pagtatanong ng private prosecutor, biglang kinumpirma ni Vidal na dala niya ang salin ni Corona. Yun nga lang, nagdalawang isip si Vidal na isurrender sa impeachment court ang naturang salin dahil na rin sa umiiral na en banc resolution ng Korte Suprema kaugnay sa paglalabas ng salin ng mga mahistrado.
At this point, you have not brought the statement of assets, liabilities, and net worth asked for in the subpoena.
I have brought them with me. I am really in a quandary. I'm in a dilemma because we are covered by the rules of the Supreme Court.
Base kasi sa Supreme Court en banc resolution noong May 2, 1989, kinakailangan munang aprubahan ng Korte Suprema ang paglalabas ng salin ng mga maestrado. Kaya naman sinabi ni Vidal na wala sa kanyang kapangyarihan na magdesisyong isurrender sa impeachment court ang salin ni Corona. Kinontra naman ng ilang senator judges ang pag-atras ni Vidal na isumite ang salin ni Corona sa impeachment court, puwera lamang kay Senador Joker Arroyo.
Kung ang sinasabi po ng inyong punong maestrado na wala po siyang tinatago, regular po siya nagsasubmit ng salin, bakit hindi niyo po maibigay ang salin sa amin para makita namin, para malaman ang buong katotohanan kung talagang nagsusumite siya ng regular sa inyo, at para na rin malaman ng taong bayan ang buong katotohanan. Huwag na kayo magpatumpik-tumpik pa, huwag na kayo humingi ng permiso sa Korte Suprema. Ang sundin ninyo ay ang subpoena na in-issue sa inyo.
But we cannot have another problem of a clash between the Supreme Court and Congress in our desire to have a fair trial. Let us not, I hope the two parties will agree, both the prosecution and the defense, give her a day to ask the Supreme Court whether it's all right for her, rather than using the strong arm.
Sa huli, ipinag-utos ni Senate President Juan Ponce Enrile na i-turn over ang salin ni Corona sa impeachment court. Pinayagan din ng impeachment court ang prosekusyon na markahan ang mga dokumento.
The chairs has ruled that we now require and order the witness to surrender to us the SAL, the pertinent SALN that she brought to this court. So ordered.